with Billy Bob Thornton, and I'm curious, we were talking a little bit about it during the commercial break, this first character that where really people saw you and made you famous, Carl Childers from Sling Blade. You do that character, and it's so successful that I would think that there's this temptation in the entertainment industry. They always want to see it again, and they're probably trying to get you to, do Carl Childers again in some venue, like a sitcom or something,
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, it sounds like a ridiculous joke, but I was approached with so much stuff after that movie. They wanted to make a Carl comic book where Carl would, like, go to a different town each week and save another family and... that kind of
kill
thing.
somebody.
Exactly.
What kind
Let's see, which person in this family can I kill? And it's like, trouble? And
did they ever say posable action figure? That's what I'm curious.
Well, they wanted to make a Carl doll. Somebody approached
no,
me.
they didn't.
They actually wanted to do that. And to where it's one of the ones with the string. You pull a string and he says, I'd like some more French fried potatoes or, that kind of stuff. So,
did he have a little mower blade?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like only people over 18 can buy it, that kind of thing. But I was approached with a lot of stuff, and there was a sitcom.
No, there's not. You shacking up with two beautiful girls.
Exactly, kind of like Three's Company, maybe.
Right.
But if you've never seen this, if you ever get a chance, it floats around places. I'm not sure you can buy it in the local video store, but there's a thing that they made called Swing Blade, which is a cross between Sling Blade and Swingers, where Carl is trying to get a date, and he's like, there's all this stuff on the answering machine.
I've heard about this.
And it's hilarious.
I've heard it's really funny.
Oh, and the guy who played me in the thing was, like, better than me. I was like, kind of weirded out by it at first. But it's kind of weird to have played a character in my lifetime that became sort of an icon. And
right.
I still get it, a lot of times from people.
So we'll look for the Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
By the people that brought us the MC Hammer cartoon.
Yeah. Exactly. That's right. And the Louis Anderson show.
Yeah, well, that's a little different. He's part of the conspiracy.
Exactly.
People, I wouldn't think, someone with your success, you have to move around a lot. Apparently, you're petrified to fly. You don't like flying, is that right?
Don't like it at all. But lately, I have to do it. I mean, there's just no way around it. I have to be someplace. I'm always trying to figure out how can I drive from L.A. to Florida in 14 hours, that kind of thing.
But you used to try not to fly at all. What would you do if you had to get from Los Angeles to New York and, you don't want to take a train, or what do you do?
Well, one time, I actually came, I was coming out here to do some press and everything, and the movie company said, well, here's your flight information. I said, well, hang on a minute. I've got 3 or 4 days to get there, right? And they said, yeah, well, what do you need? And I wanted them to put me on the train, which I usually go on the train. And the trains were booked, and they couldn't get it together, so they actually drove me out from L.A. to New York in a limousine, in a stretch limousine.
Wait a minute.
And
that's some limo trip.
It was a big deal. And my assistant at the time, a good buddy of mine, he looks kind of like me, like somebody's mechanic or whatever. And so here we were in a limo coming across the country, and we would stop at little gas stations in Pennsylvania or Indiana or someplace, and when we would get out, we were thinking, well, we'll get out, and they'll go, oh, hey, there's that guy, and they just kind of thought I was maybe the maintenance guy for the limo. Nobody cared. And we stayed over 3 nights and got here to New York and had a great time.
I think what would be funny about that is that most people, when they take a limo trip, they're not, it's like a novelty. It's a fun thing to do. So you always see, girls on the way to the prom, they open up the sunroof and they go, woo!
Oh, yeah.
And I could see you doing that for like the first hour, woo!
Exactly.
And then you're in the desert and you've got like 50 hours to go. And
oh, absolutely.
woo!
And the music.
You're pulling bugs out of your teeth,
Terrible.
That would be no good.
One of the things that was really kind of odd about it was how the music changed. Like in the beginning, we were all gung-ho and we're playing stuff like, the Beach Boys and, whatever, Itchy Coo Park maybe or whatever.
Right.
But by the time we got here, it was all really dark stuff, like early Pink Floyd or, that kind of thing.
You started to go insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we have to run, I have to ask you about a movie you did early in your career, and the title really intrigued me. And I just wanted to ask, is this a movie you endorse? Is it out? Do you ever look at it? The title of the movie is Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. I'm curious, is that... Now, a lot of... Yeah. I just have to say, you know, I rarely go back and look at what people did before, but Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town, that's a movie I would go see. I just love the title.
Well, what's really awful about this kind of thing is that I actually have kind of a small part in it. I'm maybe in a third of the movie, and then I'm killed.
By a zombie or a chopper chick?
Well...
or an eerie combination.
Kind of an eerie combination. I was not very popular at the time, and so then, in those days, my name, even in Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town, I was like the 12th lead or something, you know. But now, you know, you get a little popularity, and it comes on the, 2 o'clock in the morning, you look at the TV guide, and you see your name, it's like starring Billy Bob Thornton, Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town.
And you're just the guy that goes, no!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it was a wild one, and I was actually nominated for a Drive-In Academy Award by Joe Bob Briggs.
Hey, all right.
And, I
like that show. That's a fun show.
Yeah. I get a lot of his mail.
You get a lot of his
Billy
stuff?
Bob, Joe Bob, they get it all mixed
people
up.
Get confused easily.
Exactly.
Well, Armageddon, which I've heard great things about, opens July 1st, and Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town available at your local store. Billy Bob Thornton, thanks so much for coming back, and continued success. Billy Bob Thornton, everybody. Rebecca Lobo is coming up. Stick around.